It's already tricky enough to memorize scale patterns and play them throughout the fretboard in different keys, different positions. Practicing these diligently is definitely necessary if you want to learn how to solo, but practicing scales alone, unfortunately, is not going to turn that into actual music. Scales are definitely necessary, and memorizing the patterns is only the first step in the process of improvising. If you think of great lead players that you're drawn to, that you really like, you won't find them playing scales up and down throughout their solo. What great improvisers do is they create melodies that are memorable. I have 3 exercises for you in order to turn the pentatonic scale into musical phrases. So one way to turn scales into music is to start phrasing differently. Instead of playing a stream of notes, we're going to start breaking up our playing into cohesive phrasing. It's just like when you hear someone talk, there is a rhythm to someone's speech. There are high points and low points, there are fluctuations, and also, I'm not just, talking like monotone, repeating one word after the other and then so on and blah, 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 blah. It gets really boring really fast. And that's the equivalent of playing that over a rhythm section. It's not going to be the most interesting thing. This exercise is called question, question, answer. So for today, we're only going to be using the pentatonic box 1, and we're going to be in the key of A minor. Think of it like a game. I ask a question, I repeat the question, and then I answer the question like this. So as you can see, I'm obviously putting other techniques like bending and sliding and things like that, but it doesn't really matter. The point of the game or the exercise is to come up with the phrase, repeat the phrase, and then answer it. The rule is that 2 questions have to be identical. This could be another example. The questions can be anything. Start very simple. Anybody at any level can implement this. So you see, the idea of the exercise is that your 2 questions, again, have to be identical. This is going to stop you from just throwing random stuff out there. It's going to make you be more intentional, because if you play something, the rule is you have to repeat it. So you can't just play whatever. You have to be very aware of what you're doing, because you're going to have to do it again. The second exercise I'm going to show you are sequences. Sequences are another way to break the monotonous nature of scales. For example, today we're going to play a sequence of 3 notes. Let's take a look. Again, you take the A minor pentatonic. So you're going to take the first note of the scale and play 3 notes. Then you're going to take the second note of the scale and play 3 notes. Then the next note, you play 3 notes. So on and so on. And then you get this. It It's a great exercise for picking and for finger dexterity. So the third exercise is actually a combination of exercise 1 and 2. Let me explain what I mean. You can use this sequence in combination with the first exercise to build your questions and then answers. They could be short phrases, long phrases, it doesn't really matter, but that's how you can start combining the two in order to make them sound more musical. Experiment with these exercises. These are meant to get you started in a new way of playing. They're not the end all be all, but they're a great foundation. I still use sequences all the time, and question, answer. I use that all the time. And I bet you that if you listen to great improvisers, they use things like, definitely like sequences, but I bet absolutely the question, answer. When you're practicing improvising, be intentional. Really think about what it is that you're doing. If you practice these exercises long enough, later you won't have to think about plugging these things in, but you got to put your time in and get the reps that you need in order to make this second nature. Next time you're listening to music and you hear a solo that you really like, I want you to listen for exercise number 1 and variations of it. Look to see where the improviser is repeating phrases in order to build longer sections, and see how many times they do that, and see what they do with it. Where do they take that? That can give you ideas, not just from the specific licks, but just how to build a solo. How do they add contrast, and how do they get you excited about what they're playing? I want you to be analytical about how great improvisers construct a great solo. If you would like to learn more, then head over to NYCGuitarSchool.com. We offer group and private classes for all levels. We are currently offering a discount for your first trial lesson, and we have a great value pack for enrolled students that have free drop-in classes and virtual study halls. We have a roster of great teachers that specialize in all kinds of music. So whatever your musical preferences are, we have someone that can help you out. Till next time.